Yo, what is good, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Xplic right here with you guys with the third part to What If Deku Had a Time Control Quirk. Now, if you guys do enjoy this, be sure to like, subscribe, all of that jazz. And if you have any suggestions for different what ifs, then just put it in the comment section or whatever. And if they're good, then I'll possibly do them. I'll put them in the list. And I just want to thank Saint for the background music for this video. If you guys don't know, he does his own kind of music and he's got his own channel, so I'll link them down in the description. And if you want to check them out, go check them out because he does some pretty cool beats. And yeah, just remember, God is awesome, you guys are too. And let's just get straight into this epic what if. Let's go! As the 1 vs 1s were announced, the students left in the tournament were given a 1 hour break to recuperate themselves and to get ready for their battles coming up. As this happens, Todoroki confronts Deku, talking about his kind of situation and how Endeavor is a little bit of a mongrel and that he kind of needs to get stopped. And that he's a horrible person and that he won't use his fire side. And Deku, he talks to Shoto and tells him, this is your quirk, it's not his quirk, it's your quirk, so you should use it. Everybody is out here giving their role and you're out going half-assed or whatever. So just give it your all and you'll feel a lot better about doing it. As pretty much after this, the 1 hour has passed as it is announced that Deku is going to be fighting against Shinzo. As Deku, he walks up to the stage as Shinzo, he starts rambling off, telling him, hey, that tail guy, he's pretty dumb for dropping out or whatever. And just starts bad-mouthing him. And Deku, he doesn't care. As soon as Midnight announces that it is the 1 vs 1s, or that the fight will begin, Deku appears behind Shinzo as Shinzo flops to the floor. As everybody is just quiet, as they're wondering, what just happened. And if you are wondering, Deku just stopped time, walked up to him, and whacked him on the back of the neck. And after this, Deku, he walks off stage and carries Shinzo off to the medical place for him to wake up. As after this, the rest of the battles go pretty much the exact same. As it's then Deku versus Todoroki. As Deku, he pretty much appears on the stage as soon as it's announced, as everybody's wondering, what just happened? As he just walked on and stopped time, so it made a cool flash entrance. As Midnight gets ready for it, Deku, he gets, ready as Midnight announces that the match begins, as Todoroki sends a giant blast of ice towards Deku, as just as the ice is about to hit him, it stops and then starts going backwards, as everybody's wondering yo, what's going on, as even Todoroki's wondering yo, what's going on, as the ice is going backwards. It's going away and pretty much it's going Todoroki never shot it. As Deku, he appears behind Todoroki saying, "Come on, you should use your fire side. At least you'll have a little bit of an advantage. Have a little bit more of a chance against me." As Todoroki, he turns around and blasts more ice at Deku, as it appears he caught Deku in his ice, as the ice starts to go back, as he's freaking out, wondering when did kind of Midoriya get this ability, how long's he been able to do this? As Deku, he's just standing behind him as he just taps him on the shoulder, as Todoroki then blasts another load of ice as he covers the entire arena in ice, as all the ice then just melts away, as everybody's wondering what's going on, as Deku, he then rewinds the water which was melted as it goes back towards Todoroki, but it's not going back into its ice form. As everybody's wondering what's going on, pretty much Deku, he stopped, froze the time around the water and rewinded the time around the water, so it was simulating it was going back, it was ice, but it didn't go back to the ice because Deku wasn't rewinding the ice, it was just rewinding the time around the ice. So pretty much after this, Deku then stops his stops the rewinding as the water flies towards Shoto, covering him. As Shoto's wondering what's going on, what's going on, why would he do such a meaningless act? As Deku, he then is behind Shoto again, as he's come on, use your fire, as Shoto then blasts ice towards where he heard Midoriya's voice. But at this point, the ice then goes across Todoroki as it goes across the water that was splashed across Shoto. As Shoto is covered in ice, as Deku's alright, so either you use your fire to break out, or you concede. As Shoto's I can't. I won't give him the satisfaction of me using my left side. As Deku's oh my goodness, it's your power, mate. Come on, it's your power. As Shoto then just says, stuff it. As he then blasts fire around him, vaporizing the ice immediately, as he shoots fire towards Deku. As the fire goes towards Deku, as it stops once again, as it stops and then blasts back towards Shoto. As everybody's wondering what's going on, Deku just rewound the time around the fire. He pretty much did the same thing with the fire as he did to the water. So he froze the time around the flame and then sent it back, rewinding the time around it. But once he got rid of the time rewind, it would just fly back at Todoroki. As it flies towards Todoroki, it gets about an inch away from Todoroki's face before it just disperses. As everybody's wondering what's going on, Deku just fast forwarded the flame so much that it dispersed and it went out of existence. As Todoroki's kind of shaken, as Deku just appears behind him and chops him on the back of the neck, knocking him out. As everybody's just wondering whoa, what just happened there? Yo, what? As pretty much everyone then starts applauding Deku and erupts in applause and all of that, as everybody's yo, that was so cool. As Deku then leaves and the rest of the fights go on as canon, as it's then Deku versus Ida. I don't know why nobody ever does Deku versus Ida. It's a part of the fight. Does everybody forget that Deku versus Ida is a thing? But, oh well. So, Deku versus Ida, as the match is announced to begin, Ida appears outside of the ring as everybody's wondering, like, what just happened? As Midnight kind of declares that Midoriya is the winner, as Deku's he just leaves. He just like, what? The disrespect! Like, what? The disrespect. But yeah, so Deku just put Ida outside of the kind of arena just as the match started. So then the Tokiyami and Bakugo fight goes the same, and now it is Deku versus Bakugo. As the match starts, Deku just plays with Bakugo. As Bakugo, he kind of charges towards Deku, getting ready to do a massive explosion towards him, as he freezes and starts rewinding. But Bakugo, he knows that he's rewinding. He's conscious of this. As if you guys are wondering what's happening, he's rewinding everything apart from his brain. He's rewinding Bakugo's movement. He's not rewinding his mind or anything. So Bakugo is conscious that he's moving backwards. He's just got no control of his body. As he's rewinding backwards, Deku just moves forward a couple of steps, like probably 5 or 6 steps, as he then fast forwards Bakugo. As Bakugo has no time to react, as he gets a fist colliding towards his face, sending him flying. As Bakugo then stabilizes himself and starts causing explosions towards the ground and stabilizing himself, as he then kind of puts his hand in a weird kind of sign, as it's against his other hand, against his palm, as a giant beam of kind of laser kind of fire explosionness shoots towards Deku, as it stops once again and fires back towards Bakugo. As he does this multiple other times until he realizes this won't work, as Deku is just playing with Bakugo. He's just playing with him. As Bakugo then gets ready, as he then screams, he explodes upwards, as he then screams, "Howitzer Impact!" I can't do a Bakugo voice, I'm sorry. As he screams Howitzer Impact, as he does a giant explosion, as he pretty much gets ready to do a giant explosion on Deku, gets probably about a centimeter away, or I don't know how, that's half an inch or something. But yeah, he gets very close to Midoriya, as he's standing up, as he looks and sees a giant explosion coming towards him. This is Bakugo, by the way. And everybody's wondering, what? As Bakugo just gets blown away by his own explosion. As everybody's wondering what's happening, as the smoke clears, Bakugo is indented in the side of the stadium, as Deku's just standing there, just brushing off his hands, as everybody just erupts in cheers, saying, "Yo, that was so cool, what a good fight, yeah," as pretty much the rest of the USJ, the rest of the sports festival, everybody's yeah, it's pretty cool, and the award ceremony happens as Deku is the winner. A couple of days after the sports festival, they come back to school, as kind of Aizawa announces that they've got hero requests coming out, as I'm not gonna lie, Deku got all of them. He got a lot of requests, as he's looking through, and everybody's wondering what kind of quirk, who's he gonna go for? There's not a lot of people that he can go for. As everybody then goes up to the gets ready and looking through their internships, as Midnight comes in stating, "Yo, I'm gonna be your teacher and do your naming." as everybody's like, yo, that's so cool, as everybody does the same names. Bakugo, he goes for the same name he does in the manga. And yeah, if you guys don't know, then I won't say it. But yeah, as pretty much it's Deku's turn to go up to the kind of floor and like going up, as he just picks Deku. Like, I can't think of anything else, like just Deku could be a good name. If you guys come up with a better name, then that's cool. But this will probably end in like the next part, probably. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, so this is kind of Deku. As everybody's like, oh, that's pretty cool, as he chooses his internship, and a couple days later, he goes to kind of his internship, as he goes to Sir Naito's agency. And if you guys don't get the kind of resemblance or whatever, Nighteye's got a future sight quirk. Deku is time itself. There we go. He's the closest person in the show that we know that has got a time kind of quirk. So, he kind of goes to Nighteye, he meets Mirio and Bubble Girl and etc. The centipede kind of dude. As he literally cannot be taught anything. Like, Nighteye tries to teach him something, but he's quickly learns Deku is number one hero kind of material already. And pretty much Deku, he kind of just like, Nighteye's thinking like, if Mirio didn't get one for all, because yeah, Mirio got one for all. If Mirio didn't get one for all, then Deku definitely would like be a good successor if Mirio didn't want it. And pretty much all they're really doing is Deku, he's kind of training with everybody else, just helping them out. And on the third day of internships, like around the evening time, Deku, he kind of is walking around, as he's kind of talking to Nighteye, as he tells like Nighteye, hey, like, I gotta go, I'll be back in like an hour or so. As Nighteye's like, yeah, okay. As Deku, he goes to Hosu City. He's stopped time as he's just appeared at Hosu. As he's walking in a very specific direction. He's just walking into the city, getting ready, and he gets to this perfect kind of area, as he knows pretty much exactly something is going to happen at this exact area. As portals start going around in the kind of streets, as a Nomu peers out, as it is a quickly, like, just as it steps out, it is in the ground with a massive foot indent in its skull and brain, killing it immediately. As the other two kind of Nomus, they come out, as Deku wipes all of them immediately as well. As pretty much that all kind of happens as Deku wipes literally all of the Nomus immediately. As after this, like, the heroes kind of are looking around like, what just happened? Like, three Nomus just got, three of these monsters just walked out, and now they're just in the ground. Like, nobody even saw Deku. Like, he just stomped all three of them before anything even happened. As after this, he starts walking towards another area. He starts like walking like to another kind of an alleyway. As everybody's like, nobody knows, but like he's just walking to this very specific alleyway. As he's walking around, time has stopped by this point, by the way. As he's walking, as he looks into this alleyway and sees Stain kind of fighting with this hero, as he's just about to slice into the hero. As just as the blade is just about to hit Native, Deku appears holding the blade, like holding Stain's hand, as Stain's like, what just happened? Like, where did this kid just appear from? As Deku then kind of crushes the hand, and then Stain pretty much the next second or next millisecond that Stain kind of sees, he sees like he's kind of just tied up and kind of dazed or whatever. Like, he's pretty much on the verge of unconsciousness, as Native is just looking like, where did this kid come from? As Deku is put on the, as Stain, he's put on the ground very quickly. He's no problem, as pretty much after, this is before Ida even arrives as well. Like, he stomps him very quickly, as pretty much after this, Native gets the credit. After this kind of happens, the rest of the kind of internships goes without a breeze. Nighteye asks Deku, like, where did he go for that 1 hour? And Deku he says it bluntly. He just says, like, yeah, like, there's an attack at Hosu gonna happen, and I kind of stopped the attack from happening. I also kind of beat the hero killer, but this other hero took the credit, because I can't take the credit because I don't have a license. So, you know, all of that. As Nighteye's like, oh, okay, well, that's nice to know. So pretty much after that, they all go back to school as the race happens. No need to explain, Deku appears at All Might. Like, there's nothing even gonna happen. He can just appear there. Like, he stops time. He appears at All Might. There's nothing no one can do. And pretty much after this, it's declared to everyone, Aizawa declares to everyone that it is going to be their final exams coming up very, very soon. And that is where we're going to end this part off. If you guys did enjoy, then be sure to like, subscribe, all of that jazz. As I said before, if you guys have any other suggestions for what ifs or anything, if you have a suggestion for Deku's hero name, then put it in the comments. If I find one of them good, I'll pin them up the top or something like that, and that'll be good, and I'll stick with that. And once again, just check out Saint. He does really cool music, and I just want to credit him as much as possible. Check him out, and yeah, that'd be really cool. And yeah, so that's pretty much the end of it. Just remember, God is awesome, you guys are too, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.